Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bharat is today standing on the cusp of making history. After 500 years of devotion, dedication and persistence, Lord Ram will return to his rightful abode. Ahead of the Pran Pratishtha, Ram Nagari has lit up with astha and anticipation of this glorious moment in history. This Ram Bhakti has also breached barriers of caste, religion and even geography to unite the world. In Houston, America, members of the Hindu community held a huge car rally covering 11 temples along the way. Amidst bhajans and chants of Jai Shri Ram, 500 Ram devotees carried the image of Ram temple and the Indian flag. Paris will be hosting Ram Rath Yatra and a puja 24 hours before the Pran Pratishtha. It will be culminating at the iconic Eiffel Tower. VHP has planned celebrations across 55 nations to soak in the grandeur of Ram returning to his abode on the 22nd of January. Meanwhile, on a visit to the United Kingdom, Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh gifted a Ram Darbar statue to the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Britain's first Hindu Prime Minister. Iconically, while Ram has united the world, the Ram Mandir invite has divided back home the Congress. Remember the top brass, Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge and Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury have boycotted the Pran Pratishtha, calling it a BJP RSS event. But now their own cadres have asserted that Ram is a matter of astha, not Rajniti. In Karnataka, the state government is celebrating the Pran Pratishtha and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shiv Kumar defended it, saying, ultimately, we are all Hindus. Even Himachal Pradesh Minister Vikramaditya Singh had accepted the invite, saying, being a Hindu, he is bound to be present on the occasion because he has got an invitation and his father's last wish was that he should be present. And he is the son of late former Chief Minister of the Congress of Himachal Pradesh, the man who many remember as Veerbhadra Singh. Even the UP Congress chief Ajay Rai has accepted the Mandir invitation. In fact, he had said over 100 Congress office bearers will visit Ayodhya on Makar Sankranti to seek blessings. Watch this Dharm Sankat for the Congress.
15 तारीख का तय किया है, मकर संक्रांति का दिन है। उस दिन हम सब लोग, कांग्रेस पार्टी हमारी, हम सब लोग उस दिन जाएंगे, सरजू जी में स्नान करेंगे मकर संक्रांति को, रामलला का दर्शन और हनुमानगढ़ी का दर्शन करेंगे।
मैं समझता हूं कि मैं सौभाग्यशाली हूं। मुझे धन्यवाद करना है राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ का, विश्व हिंदू परिषद का, कि उन्होंने मुझे और मेरे परिवार को ये सम्मान दिया है। और 22 तारीख को जिस दिन माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी अयोध्या में होंगे, उस दिन का निमंत्रण हमें दिया गया है। और उस दिन निश्चित तौर से, क्योंकि ये जीवन में एक ही बारी ऐसा मौका मिलता है कि इस इतिहास का हम गवाह बन सके, तो एक सनातनी होने के नाते, एक हिंदू होने के नाते और देव समाज में विश्वास रखने होने के नाते ये मेरा परम दायित्व है, मेरी जिम्मेवारी है कि मैं उस दिन वहाँ पर उपस्थित रहूँगा भी।
Even Congress's own allies have distanced themselves from the boycott of the Pran Pratishtha, while Uddhav Sena says that they are keen to get a darshan of Ram. Aam Aadmi Party netas point out that Shankaracharyas have asserted that the mandir is incomplete. Listen in to the varying points of view.
क्यों कांग्रेस पार्टी की अपनी बात है, लेकिन हम सब लोग जल्दी ही अयोध्या में जाकर आएंगे। हमें किसी इन्विटेशन की ज़रूरत नहीं है। इंडिया गठ के बहुत से ऐसे हमारे साथी हैं, जैसे केजरीवाल जी है, उद्धव जी है, और भी लोगों ने संपर्क किया कि हम सब मिलकर अयोध्या जाकर रामलला का दर्शन करेंगे। अब मुझे लगता है रामलला ये कोई भारतीय जनता पार्टी की निजी प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है।
कांग्रेस का अपना मामला है और ये चारों शंकराचार्य ये कह रहे हैं कि मंदिर पूरा नहीं हुआ, मंदिर इनकम्प्लीट है। ऐसे में उसकी प्राण प्रतिष्ठा वैदिक विचारधारा के हिसाब से, सनातन धर्म के हिसाब से वो कह रहे हैं कि ठीक नहीं है। तो मुझे लगता है कि उनकी बात का आदर हिंदू धर्म में होना चाहिए, क्योंकि वो सबसे बड़े हैं हिंदू धर्म में।
After being singed by their own, Congress's loyal generals have jumped in to justify the boycott. Listen in to the loyalists.
देखिए, इस पर कांग्रेस पार्टी का स्पष्ट एक स्टेटमेंट कल आ गया है और मैं हमेशा इस बात को कहता आया हूं कि राजनीति और धर्म को अलग अलग रखना चाहिए। ये बात भी सही है कि धर्म के आड़ में अगर राजनीति हो रही है उसको कोई स्वीकार नहीं करेगा। हम चर्चा करना चाहते हैं मुद्दों पर, जनता के मुद्दों के ऊपर, विकास के, आर्थिक उद्योग के, निवेश के, शिक्षा, चिकित्सा, उद्योग, रोजगार, इस पर चर्चा करने को भाजपा तैयार नहीं है। भावनात्मक मुद्दों की आड़ में राजनीतिक वोट लेना ये भाजपा की परंपरा रही है। और जहां तक मंदिर में जाने का सवाल है, ये आस्था का विषय है, कोई कभी भी जा सकता है।
बेकार बात करते हैं। राम मंदिर बन रहा है हमारे लोगों के चंदे से, हम लोगों ने सबने चंदा दिया है।
मंदिर नहीं, मंदिर उद्घाटन करने में हम लोग नहीं जा रहे, फिर हम कैसे जाएंगे? इस देश में करोड़ों के राम भक्त हैं, वो सच्ची बात है, लेकिन उनको भावनाओं को भी स्वीकार करने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। इसलिए शंकराचार्यों ने ये तो उसको मना कर दिया। सो ये राजनीतिक लाभ उठाने के लिए ऐसे काम बीजेपी कभी नहीं करना चाहिए। ये देशवासियों को धोखा कर रहे हैं।
Maybe the Congress top brass fears alienating the minority community because that's the ostensible reason that seems to be playing on their mind. Incidentally, Prime Minister Modi, who believes in Sabka Saath and called Ram the greatest unifier, has today posted pictures of meeting with the Muslim community delegation. He was presented the sacred chadar, which will now be placed at the Ajmer Sharif Dargah. Perhaps Astha for him stands for Sabka Saath. This is a sentiment echoed by Iqbal Ansari as well, who was the oldest litigant of the Ayodhya title suit. Listen in to Iqbal Ansari say that politics and religion must be kept apart.
सवाल तो अयोध्या का है, लोगों को चाहिए, क्योंकि धर्म अलग है, राजनीति अलग है। आस्था लोगों की होनी चाहिए। अगर कुछ अयोध्या कोई आ रहा है तो आना भी चाहिए। लोग नहीं आ रहे हैं, कोई बात नहीं है। राजनीति करने वाले तो हमेशा वो करते रहेंगे, वो करेंगे जो है, क्योंकि हर आदमी की मानसिकता जो है एक सा नहीं। हम तो यही से जो लोगों जो है सोचते हैं कि धर्म की राजनीति नहीं होना चाहिए, जो है धार्मिक कार्यक्रम है उसमें लोग सहयोग करें।
The BJP, meanwhile, has traced back the history and has said that every time the nation has come together for a historic occasion, the Congress has always boycotted it. Listen in to BJP's Member of Parliament, Sudhanshu Trivedi.
सोमनाथ मंदिर की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हो रही थी तो जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने 24 अप्रैल 1951 को जाम साहब दिग्विजय सिंह, जो कि उस समय सौराष्ट्र के प्रमुख थे, यानी लाइक टेक्निकली द चीफ मिनिस्टर, और उन्होंने जब इनवाइट किया तो नेहरू जी ने क्या लिखा था मैं बताना चाहता हूं, इसलिए कि कांग्रेस उसी परंपरा में चली आ रही है। उन्होंने लिखा कि इस कठिन समय में समारोह के लिए मेरा दिल्ली से आना संभव नहीं है, पर आगे महत्वपूर्ण बात लिखी, इस समारोह के बारे में मैं अपने विचार साफ कर देना चाहता हूं। मैं इस पुनरुत्थानवाद से बहुत परेशान हूं। मेरे लिए बहुत कष्टकारक है कि मेरे राष्ट्रपति और मेरे कुछ मंत्री और राज प्रमुख के नाते आप, और मुझे लगता है कि मेरे देश की प्रकृति के अनुरूप नहीं है और इसके परिणाम अच्छे नहीं होंगे।
Well, the BJP, is it right when it says that the Congress and its allies have compulsively boycotted momentous occasions, not just of the BJP but of the country? Let's do a NewsHour fact check on this. During India's first G20 presidency, the Congress called the Kamal in the logo a BJP's election symbol. While India overthrew colonial vestiges, Rahul Gandhi called the Central Vista project a criminal wastage for blind arrogance for a new Prime Minister house. Trinamool Congress criticized the national emblem atop the new parliament, saying that the lions are snarling and aggressive and disproportionate. During the vaccine Maitri, for which the world lauded India, Sonia Gandhi said that India exported vaccines and allowed a shortage in the country itself. During the iconic Pokhran nuclear test, Salman Khurshid said that the tests are for political ends, not the country's national security. Way back in 1951, Jawaharlal Nehru opposed the government funds being used for the restoration of Somnath temple. He then asked the President Rajendra Prasad to boycott the inauguration. However, the President defied Nehru and attended it. So why does the Congress boycott these moments of national pride is a question many are asking. Add to the list the boycott of the new parliament building. Add to it the questions on Balakot that have been raised. Naysayers, naysayers, naysayers. That's what the Congress has been, and that's what people are asking today. So the legitimate question that we're raising on the NewsHour tonight, is the boycott going to help the Congress win Bharat? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the NewsHour first. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, GVL Narasimha Rao, national spokesperson of the BJP, Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist, political analyst, what have you. Also joining me this evening is a smiling Ashutosh, senior journalist, smiles very rarely. And today he's really giving the wide one. Thank you, Ashutosh, for that lovely smile. And with me this evening, Waris Pathan, angry young man from Mumbai, from the AIMIM. आजकल तो बहुत गुस्सा चढ़ा हुआ है इन्हें. Also joining me this evening is Mr. Kishore Tiwari from the Uddhav Sena faction of the Shiv Sena. And of course, my friend Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, suspended Congress leader, author, cricket enthusiast, what have you. Half a journalist maybe as well. Thank you, Sanjay Jha, for joining me. And Sanjay Jha, before I ask you the first question, I want to show our viewers some pictures. And these pictures that I hold in my hand are pictures of Rahul Gandhi at the birthplace in Uzbekistan of Babur. This is sometime, I think, in the year 2010, if I'm correct. And this is Natwar Singh and Rahul Gandhi in Afghanistan, Babur's tomb. A young Rahul Gandhi, first-time parliamentarian. बाबर की मज़ार पर तो जाएंगे, राम मंदिर नहीं जाएंगे. And we will question that why is Narendra Modi making this entire event so political because of elections. I just want to show you some pictures, Sanjay Jha. And please bear with me, viewers. These are pictures, and I've sourced these pictures from, you can source them as well. They are available on the internet. 1989, Ram Shila Pujan, Narendra Modi, a young Narendra Modi here standing with some Karyakartas. This picture, 1990, Somnath Ayodhya Rath Yatra, Advani ji on the Rath, Narendra Modi right here, his Sarathi on the Rath when the Rath Yatra began in 1990. 1990 again, Advani and Modi. Here is Advani ji giving, addressing an audience there, and Narendra Modi sitting on the dais, speaking on the occasion. Also, Rath Yatra Bhashan happening here. Narendra Modi, you can see him here, young Narendra Modi. This is 1990 again, Narendra Modi addressing people, raising awareness of Ram, talking about their Andolan. 1990 again, Narendra Modi, right here in Gujarat, Ram Mandir movement. That's what it's all about. This is at a VHP Delhi function in the year 1991. This again VHP function in Delhi where Narendra Modi here speaking to all the Dharam Gurus present on the occasion. And again, once again, you see him here in 1992, Ram Lalla Darshan and, tent mein Ram Lalla the, Narendra Modi. I just want to ask you, do you think, Prime Minister, and here also, Ram Mandir Samarthan mein 10 crore hastakshar, a signature campaign being conducted in 1993 by Narendra Modi, getting 10 crore signatures for the Ram Mandir. I want to ask you, do you think in 1989, today's Prime Minister was an astrologer then and knew that he would be a Prime Minister in 2024 and, he would make this an election issue for his re-election for a third time in 2024? I want to ask you this because this is the timeline of his Ram Bhakti as a Karyakarta and as a Ram Bhakt.
Navika, you have raised some very relevant questions. Let me try and answer them as quickly as I can. Number one, you started by pointing out some events that the Congress has boycotted. लेकिन मैं तो समझता हूं कि जो सबसे बड़ा जो बहिष्कार किया गया है हमारे देश के इतिहास में, वो आरएसएस ने तो भारत का तिरंगा भी नहीं लहराया 52 साल के लिए। उनको तो अपने देश पर ही विश्वास नहीं था 52 साल के लिए। न गर्व, कोई उत्सव नहीं मनाया उन्होंने अपने भारत के तिरंगे के लिए, जिसके लिए बहादुर जो हमारे लोग हैं जो सीमा पर और सरहद पर जाके उन्होंने जान दी है देश के लिए। दैट इज द ट्रू बनावटी पाखंडी फेस ऑफ द बीजेपी and its ideological mentor. Point number two, if the event on Jan 22nd, and I believe it's a historic occasion, I'm a Hindu, I have a small temple at home, by the way. Let me tell you this. If it is a religious event, मैं ये पूछना चाहूंगा राव साहब से कि हमारे शंकराचार्य वहां क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं? क्या नरेंद्र मोदी, अमित शाह, मोहन भागवत हमारे शंकराचार्य से भी बड़े हो गए? क्यों भाई? जरा इसका जवाब दे दीजिएगा आप, जरा मुझे खत्म करने दीजिए। और उन्होंने तो ये कहा है कि आपने सनातन धर्म का उल्लंघन किया। You know, Navika, what an irony that the BJP today puts out a poster calling the opposition leaders, all of them, not just Congress leaders, as anti-Sanatan. And I think the cat is out of the bag. That tells you that this entire Ram consecration ceremony is a political project for the BJP. Because if it was not, why should the BJP worry about calling people names? I can understand BJP saying, I wish the Congress had come. Fair enough. To call them anti-Sanatan? आपको हिंदू धर्म का रखवाला या ठेकेदार बनाया कौन है भाई? आप खुद अपने आप की नियुक्ति कर लिए हैं। और आपके तो उच्चतम न्यायालय ने जो कल कहा है बिल्किस बानो के केस में, उसके बाद तो आप लोग को चुप जाना चाहिए। ना संस्कार है, ना संस्कृति है। आप लोग तो बलात्कारियों के लिए लड़ते हैं। ये क्या पार्टी है आपकी? And the last point, before I would love to hear everybody else. Navika, the fourth point is extremely important. If it is a non-political event, I, as a civic student, remember reading that the head of state of India is the president of the country. The head of India is the commander-in-chief. And I would have expected the distinguished lady to be there, our president to be there during the Ram consecration ceremony. The Shankaracharyas are missing. Are they anti-national, Rao Sahib? Are the Shankaracharyas anti-Hindu? आप इसका जवाब दे दीजिए, and let's hear everybody else.
All right, fantastic. Very deftly you've avoided the question on the Babar Mazar visit. That is okay. That is okay, but not Ram Mandir.
And Rahul Gandhi has been to Faizabad, I think hundreds of times during his Uttar Pradesh visits. I don't think that needs to be reiterated. Okay,
and Ram Mandir जिस दिन बन रहा है, उस दिन नहीं जाना है. That is a point that he has the right to refuse. Well, GVL Narasimha Rao, please respond to the charges made by Sanjay Jha.
Starting with the one on the Shankaracharya now, sir.
Navika, it is not at all surprising that the Congress party has chosen to boycott the event, because I think attending this particular function, the Congress believes, I think it goes against their own appeasement politics, and they want to be the sole claimants of it. The policy divide Hindus, unite minorities against Hindus. I think we are a party of sabka saath. Even when Honorable Prime Minister is going for the ceremony, for the Pran Pratishtha ceremony in Ayodhya, he has exhibited his respect for all religions in the span of last maybe 15-20 days itself. He's celebrating Christmas at the Prime Minister's residence, inviting fathers at his own house and celebrating and visiting or celebrating other religions. As a Prime Minister, he has fulfilled his constitutional duty. The Congress party believes their political duty is to exhibit anti-Hindu credentials. Who all to invite for the function is not a call taken by the government. It is taken by the trust and by the VHP. So why are they blaming the BJP as to who's getting the call? They were questioning why invites were not sent to political leaders, and when the invites were sent to them, like people like Mallikarjun Kharge, Sonia Gandhi, they have used all excuses to somehow try and avoid this ceremony. I think the Congress party's real chehra, real charitra is getting exposed today. They have opposed Ram Temple all through the struggle. They have opposed it ever since we have had a democratic India, and they have never allowed resolution of this issue. And as you already know, on Somnath, Jawaharlal Nehru said it will lead to Hindu revivalism. And we have seen how a judgment in favor of Ram Temple was accepted by the whole country as a celebration of our constitutional democracy. But the Congress party wants to use power to deny fundamental rights to Hindus and to act against them. They have so much love for terrorists. He was talking about a particular group of leaders. I think the BJP doesn't decide who all to be invited to this function. The government does not decide. It is the Nyaya Trust, and also it is the organizers who decide. So why does Congress party invent new excuses every time? What prevents it from attending this function?
Absolutely.
And why do you call it a political function?
Absolutely. And Sanjay Jha, that the BJP will have a disagreement with you and you will have a disagreement with BJP.
Are invited.
Absolutely. You know, the fact that you and BJP are on diametrically opposite positions is something this country knows and expects. आप अपने घर के अंदर जो मतभेद हैं, जो विद्रोह हैं, उसका क्या करेंगे हुजूर? दिक्कत
नाविका, आपने सही प्रश्न पूछा, उसका मैं जवाब
दिक्कत तो वहां है, दिक्कत तो वहां है।
नहीं, आपने सही प्रश्न पूछा, मैं जवाब दे रहा हूं। लेकिन एक बात बताना जरूर है आपके दर्शकों को कि भाजपा की राजनीति आप देखिए नाविका जी, धर्म के साथ कैसा होता है। मैं बिहार का हूं, मैं मिथिलांचल का हूं, जहां पर गॉडेस सीता का जन्म हुआ है, सीतामढ़ी। भाजपा के मंत्री, कल्चर मंत्री, संसद में उन्होंने कहा कि हमें मालूम नहीं, कोई सबूत नहीं, ये तो मैटर ऑफ आस्था है कि उनका जन्म वहां पर हुआ या नहीं हुआ, हमको कोई मालूम नहीं है। तो भाजपा का राजनीति देखिए आप, भगवान राम is a historical reality, लेकिन goddess Sita is a matter of faith. You know, how politically convenient can you be? And that is my point, Navika. That end of day, जैसे आपने पूछा है कि अंत में, if it is a matter of आस्था, and I have been very vocal about it. I have actually requested people in the Congress that you should make the same statement you are making today, that the BJP is hijacking it as a political project, because it is. At the same time, you can also go for the ceremony. It's not mutually exclusive, because the BJP is such a politically vicious party. It will divide and rule. It will try and...
and you are a very kind-hearted party. The BJP is a vicious party. Fantastic. हम उफ भी करें तो हो जाते हैं बदनाम, आप कत्ल भी करें तो चर्चा नहीं होता। वाह, क्या बात है। जीवीएल नरसिम्हा राव, बताइए, जवाब दीजिए। आप तो विशियस पार्टी हैं, the vicious party of India.
Divide and rule है आप।
You see, the very convenient arguments Sanjay Jha is making. He is questioning some statements about lack of archaeological evidence about Sitamarhi, but is he willing to admit on the program that it is not just a blunder, it is a sacrilege for the Congress government to say Lord Ram didn't exist, he is a myth. Will he say this is a
That
blunder
was
of the
also
Congress
archaeological.
Party? Does he expect
That
Sonia
was also
Gandhi, Manmohan
archaeological.
Singh? Does he expect
So what is
does he
source for the
expect
belief is
Congress
source for the
Party
gander.
to say it is a blunder? Number one, no, you
That
can't
was
have it
also
both ways.
archaeological.
You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways.
have the cake and eat it too.
When your party has called Lord Ram a myth, when there is so much evidence that exists in Ram Janmabhoomi, the ASI records have shown how a temple existed. Will the Congress Party today say injustice meted out to Hindus for over 500 years? Justice has been done to them? Will Sonia Gandhi make this statement?
Certainly,
Will the
certainly
Congress
a question
Party
well taken, but let me
Because
get
the
in.
votes have been-
Certainly a question well taken, but let me get in Ashutosh. Ashutosh, I want to ask you, Congress BJP से लड़ रही है, BJP Congress से लड़ रही है, ये तो we all expect. But what will the Congress do about the dissent within? What will they do about Vikramaditya, who has pledged to go, who is very happy to go, wants to go? What will they do about their कार्यकर्तास who have to actually go meet the voters? Because नेता तो भाषण देके चले जाते हैं, कार्यकर्ता लेके जाते हैं वोटर को बूथ तक. I want to ask you, is the Congress Party, I mean, the Congress Party is well within its right to go or not to go. They boycotted so many things, they can boycott another. The question is this strategically a good move or a move that will hurt the Congress itself?
Navika, I think first of all, let me ask a simple question to my dear friend Jeevil Narasimha.
तुम्हारे question कभी
I think he
simple
has
नहीं होते.
accompanied Lal Advani when the Lal Advani has gone to the Jinnah Muswali. And nobody could be more dangerous than, I hope the Jinnah is more dangerous than Babar. That's what the submission of the BJP is. Because Jinnah is responsible for the division of the country. And Mr. Advani has gone and given him certificate that he's secular. I want Mr. Jeevil Narasimha Rao to explain right away. Does he endorse what he did? And the man who was responsible for the attack on India and the Kargil, that man was very graciously invited by Mr. Narendra Modi when he was getting sworn in as a prime minister. So let's not get into this. The fact of the matter today is, yes, there is a problem in the Congress Party. It should be. A democratic party should have a problem. But the issue is, if this is one of the civilizational event, as the BJP says, then there are the four Peeth established by Shankaracharya: Sringeri Peeth, Govardhan Peeth, Sharda Peeth, and Jyotirmay Peeth. Out of these four, the Govardhan Peeth and Jyotirmay Peeth, Shankaracharyas are saying, and Mr. Jeevil Narasimha Rao and the BJP should listen to this. अभी मुक्तेश्वरानंद सरस्वती कहते हैं कि अयोध्या में राम मंदिर के प्रतिष्ठा समारोह में परंपराओं का पालन नहीं किया जा रहा. यहां परंपराओं के खिलाफ है और राजनीतिक लाभ के लिए किया जा रहा है. ये मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं. Shankaracharya, and nobody in Hindu religion, in Hindu tradition, nobody is religiously bigger than Shankaracharya. Even the Prime Minister is not bigger than him. And what the Nishchalanand said, the Puri के Shankaracharya क्या कहते हैं? राम मंदिर पर जिस तरीके की राजनीति हो रही है वो नहीं होनी चाहिए. Now what you have to say on this? Do you agree that you have came out with a poster calling every opposition leader as a Sanatan Virodhi? That itself prove that you are doing politics. And Jeevil Narasimha Rao, forget about the 4 Peeth. There are 12 Jyotirling. When Mahatma Gandhi has said that I don't worship Ram, the son of Dashrath. I worship Ram, who's eternal, who's unborn, and I go to temple. But my Ram is different. You are trying to prove that Bhagwan Ram is a human, because if he's human, only then he's born. If he's eternal, then he's Ishwar. So you decide whether he's a historical figure, whether he's a mythological figure, whether he's a human or God. You are reducing God to a human. I think you should introspect yourself.
Wow.
How injustice you are doing to the Lord Ram. You are doing injustice.
Well,
because if he's born, then he can't be Ishwar.
Very interesting argument, Jeevil Narasimha Rao. Let me get in the scientist, because this deserves a scientific answer. I'll get Jeevil Narasimha Rao into the issue. But Anand Ranganathan is raising his hand. And Anand Ranganathan, ये जो simple question पूछा आशुतोष जी ने ये नास्तिक हैं. He's an atheist. And today he is trying to turn all of us into atheists by asking these simple questions. Respond to these questions, Anand Ranganathan, please.
No, Ashutosh is a elder brother. He's younger by age, but he looks elder. But I respect his opinion, but I have always disagreed with him because in order to keep my sensibilities, I have to, there is no other choice but to disagree with him. And today, Ashutosh has found his voice, and I tell you why. Just a week ago, Navika, Ashutosh, myself, you held a program where Sudhanshuji was there, and Ashutosh asked the same question. And Ashutosh was metaphorically given a thorough beating by Sudhanshuji by explaining why he's called Maryada Purushottam Ram and Bhagwan as well. But now today Ashutosh, Billi hai nahi, to Chuha maza mana raha hai. Sudhanshuji is not here. So Ashutosh, let me try my luck. Let me ask the same question and befuddle. But Ashutosh, एक चीज आप भूल गए. सुधांशु जी भले ही नहीं है, लेकिन सुधांशु जी का भक्त, जो कि मैं अपने आप को मानता हूं, उनकी इतनी नॉलेज अपरंपार है, वो है. So he has outed you. Now, but Navika, all said and done, this matter is not about Ashutosh, this is about Congress. And please give me a couple of minutes because I want to expose Congress. And I also agree, I have to say, although majorly disagree with a lot of points that Sanjay has made, my good friend, but I agree with one point that he's made and I'll elaborate on that as well. Please give me 20 seconds. But before that, Navika, I have to tell this, I'm not going to mince any words. Congress is against Indian civilization. Congress is anti-Bharat civilization. I'll give you 3 concrete examples of why this is the case. Number 1, you've already reiterated. I don't even have to go back centuries. I just talk about 1951 when Somnath Temple, after centuries of demolition and destruction by the Islamic invaders, was to be resurrected and consecrated, and Patel wanted it. He wanted to cherish that moment. Nehru said, no, this is going to bring about Hindu revivalism. He was vehemently, his views were at antithesis to the views of Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who was our president. In fact, Nehru told Rajendra Prasad, please do not go to Somnath. Rajendra Prasad ignored him. He went there. So did the other cabinet minister, Mr. Munshi, who was in charge of the whole program. Right from there to the fact that in 1968, the fraudulent Krishna Janam Bhoomi Sansthan had Congress leaders in it. And they surreptitiously, in the middle of the night, almost, they sold off the most valued 2 acres of land of Krishna Janam Bhoomi off to the Eidgah, the Muslim party. And for the next 50 years, they've been saying that this was a legitimate sale. In fact, as Vishnu Jain found out, and as you know as well, those guys, the fraudulent Sansthan, didn't even have the property papers. It was like Bunty and Bubbly, Taj Mahal bech diya. And number 3, the most draconian and painful one. In 1991, it was the Congress party that denied the Hindus, 1 billion Hindus, the legitimate civilizational right to seek justice, to correct historical injustices through the draconian Places of Worship Act. Hindus can't even approach the justices in order to say that, my lord, this temple, you can see the temple. Gyanvyapi atop the Kashi Vishwanath temple, the destroyed temple. Why can I not at least approach you to adjudicate whether it is mine or not? So finally, let it be a fact. I've given you 3 examples. There are plenty more, celebrating Tipu Jayanti, so many other things. But the fact is, Congress is anti-Bharat civilization. Now, just 30 seconds. About Sanjay's point, it is a very valid point, because even if BJ might deflect and say that, look, the invitations are being given by the trust, I want to ask the BJP spokesperson, GVLG, and other people, will it at least criticize the trust for having invited, I have nothing against her, Alia Bhatt, but not the President of India, who is our head of state. Our constitutional topmost person has not been invited, but Alia Bhatt has. Ye kaisi trust hai?
Well, GVL Narasimha Rao, many questions coming your way. I'm sure Mr. Varis Pathan also will have a question for you. So I'll come to you to answer all the questions together. But Varis Pathan bhai, Varis Pathan bhai, मेरा तो इतना सा छोटा सा सवाल है. प्रधानमंत्री चादर अजमेर शरीफ भेजते हैं, उन्हें डर नहीं लगता कि मेरा वोट बैंक छिटक जाएगा. He is confident about his votes when he sends a chadar to Ajmer Sharif. He is going for the inauguration of a temple in Abu Dhabi. आबू धाबी जो मुस्लिम कंट्री है, वहां टेंपल बनाने के लिए जगह है, आपके दिलों में नहीं है, आपको इतनी टेंशन हो जाती है। आई वॉन्ट टू आस्क यू, दिल बड़ा करना है आपको या कहीं ना कहीं नियत सही करनी है आपको?
नाविका जी, बात तो सही है। प्रधानमंत्री को बाहर के अरब जो लोग हैं, अबू धाबी के, दुबई के, सऊदी के, उनसे बहुत ज्यादा मोहब्बत है। उनको गले भी लगाते हैं, हक भी करते हैं। मगर इंडियन मुस्लिम से उनको मोहब्बत नहीं है। वारिस पठान को कभी हक नहीं किया, उन्होंने गले नहीं लगाया। इंडियन मुस्लिम के लिए कोई प्रेम नहीं है।
आप गए थे जादू की झप्पी के लिए?
सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास सिर्फ एक जुमला है। एक नहीं देंगे, हमको पता है।
मेरे भाई नहीं
उनके हमारे विचार मतभेद हो सकता है, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री तो हमारे को हमको कभी गले नहीं लगाएंगे। इंडियन मुस्लिम के लिए, बिल्किस बानो के लिए नहीं बोले तो अब मेरे लिए क्या बोलेंगे प्रधानमंत्री? बहरहाल, बात नंबर 2 मैं आपको बताता हूं। आई वाज जस्ट लिसनिंग टू एवरीबडी। आस्था निजी मामला है। इट्स अ पर्सनल इंडिविजुअल बिलीफ and faith. Whether he wants to go there, he does not want to go there. It is up to him. Whether he is invited, he is not invited. If he is invited, he does not want to go. It is his prerogative. He is not invited, and even if he does not want to go, no issues. As far as we are concerned, I have made myself very clear since the beginning that even if we are invited, though we are not, we will die, but we want to go there because, Navika, you, me and everybody in the country, in the world knows that our Babri Masjid was demolished, and in that place, you are building a mandir. So we won't go there because as per my thing, my din, my dharam, my iman, एक बार जहाँ मस्जिद थी है ता कयामत तक रहेगी. So we are not going there. But let me ask 2-3 questions to GVL of the BJP. GVL,
Constitution,
4 Shankaracharyas.
मंदिर वॉज ओवर, मस्जिद वॉज ओवर, तो एक बार टेंपल था, वो टेंपल नहीं रहेगा, लेकिन एक बार मस्जिद है, वो रहेगी. वारिस पठान साहब, यू हैव सेड अ वेरी एग्रीजियस, प्लीज अपोलोजाइज.
Doctor Saab, when you were making your points, I was very quiet listening to everybody. Allow me to make my point, Doctor Saab.
he's questioning.
I know scientists, sir.
मंदिर तोड़कर मस्जिद बनी थी, वो आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं. मंदिर तोड़कर मस्जिद बनी थी, तो वहां इबादत कैसे हो सकती है?
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अपने ऑर्डर में क्लियरली मेंशन किया है कि नो टेंपल वाज डिस्ट्रॉयड टू मेक अ मस्जिद. गो इज जजमेंट 1040 पेज जजमेंट ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट. Supreme Court has gone ahead and said that I will read the judgment verbatim and I'll explain to you if you give me some time. The judgment also says archaeological survey was not believed because they said that no such kind of things had erupted at that time and they have no evidence to show that. Though the Supreme Court also said it's a criminal act. They were allowed to go scot-free. They were not criminal. No, you are lying. I am.
You know, we've been there.
I can read the judgment. Okay, allow me to read the judgment.
Done that, Varis Patan. That argument has been put to sleep and you have been exposed several times. मैं पूछ रही हूँ, आप दिल बड़ा कब करेंगे?
No. What I am making an argument based on the Supreme Court judgment. We have read the judgment several times. We have interpreted the judgment properly in the spirit and true faith. We don't lie. Navika, it is not my... a finding of... Allow me, just simple paragraph. In just 10 seconds, I will
finish. There's no time for a paragraph in this debate.
Title cannot be based...
I'm asking you a question. दिल कब बड़ा करेंगे वो आप बता नहीं सकते. और उधर किशोर तिवारी जी हैं जो मुस्कुरा रहे हैं. किशोर तिवारी जी कहाँ फंस गए आप इन लोगों के बीच में? आप तो असली हिंदू थे. आपने तमका पहना था. बाला साहब ठाकरे ने हिंदू हृदय सम्राट का तमका लगाया था अपने ही सीने पर. अब आप कांग्रेस को आज क्या कहेंगे?
नहीं, ये देखो, कांग्रेस का अपना व्यक्तिगत निर्णय है. हमारा निर्णय है. आदित्य जी, उद्धव जी इसके पहले भी गए हैं. राम मंदिर जैसे अविनाश पांडे जी जा रहे हैं. तो बात ऐसी है कि राम मंदिर निर्माण यह बहुत ऐतिहासिक है और राम मंदिर निर्माण और राम मंदिर पे को भेंट देना यह मुद्दा नहीं है. 22 जनवरी के दिन बीजेपी के फंक्शन में नहीं जाएंगे, यह उन्होंने कहा. वैसे तो यूपी इंचार्ज अविनाश पांडे जा रहे हैं, अजय राय जा रहे हैं. तो हर चीज में राजनीति जीवीएल आप कर रहे हो. हर दिन. अरे हमने वो तो ढांचा ध्वस्त किया, हमने राम मंदिर का
तो
निर्माण का
जाइए
रास्ता साफ किया।
कोर्ट में जाकर अपना बयान दीजिए कि आपने ध्वस्त किया, आपने ध्वस्त किया। कोर्ट में जाकर बोलिए ना, प्रूफ के साथ बोलिए। फिर कोर्ट जो करेगा सो करेगा, आपका नाम तो हो जाएगा। जीवीएल नरसिम्हा राव, प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड टू ऑल द क्वेश्चंस दैट हैव बीन फायर्ड एट यू।
Navika, I think all of them who have been actually quite critical of the Ram Temple movement or even the court verdict, today are great champions of Lord Ram. And today, even a friend like Ashutosh, who is known to be a Babar Bhakt, when I use that term, being he's in great. He's a great admirer of the Congress type of politics. Therefore, I use that term. I would like to tell him, you see, Lord Ram is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So, therefore, we are reducing, he says, Ram to a mere human being. No, we are treating him as an incarnation, but he was born as a son of Dasharatha. He ruled as a king and he ruled people. Ram Raj is not about ruling heaven. The Ram Raj is about a rule of Lord Ram, and then that is considered to be the most ideal form of governance. So we certainly look at Lord Ram both as an incarnation of God, also as someone who is to be emulated as far as principles of governance are concerned. And as far as not inviting Rashtrapati ji, and the Congress friends seem to have so much respect for the Rashtrapati. I think we all should have, but let me remind them, they have opposed the same Rashtrapati ji as a candidate in election, and the leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha. What were the objectionable terms they have used for?
All lies. GBL, all lies.
Candidate, people have not
Nobody can
forgotten.
take you seriously. I'm sorry.
People have not forgotten. Number one. Number two, I think, see, simple point is, can I just complete? I'll take 10 seconds. You see, Rashtrapati madam has not been invited, because when the Prime Minister is being invited and he is actually performing the Pran Pratishtha, when he is the chief guest, you cannot have
Why not the Shankaracharya? Why not the Shankaracharya?
It's a protocol.
Why not the Shankaracharya?
I think
how can you grudge him that? How can you grudge him that? I've shown you pictures from 1989. If it was you, wouldn't you want to do it? Come on, that can't be held against the Prime Minister just because he wants to hog the limelight. He's been working towards it from 1989. In 1989, he did not know what would happen in 2024. The question is always, who's getting petty here? Who's getting petty here? Who's doing competition and politics in the name of Ram? If there is one finger pointing at the BJP, then there are three other fingers that point back at the opposition parties who are actually doing as much politics that they blame the BJP for. And that's really the situation. Ram में भी राजनीति राम के ऊपर, राम राजनीति के नीचे, राम पर नहीं जाएंगे, बाबर की मजार पर जाएंगे, ये सवाल पूछे जाएंगे हमसे नहीं, कांग्रेस के अंदर से. What will you respond to those people who are your own karyakartas? Sanjay Jha, think about that. We leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.